Louis Vuitton stands as the world's leading luxury brand, valued at over $30 billion. Its roots trace back to the 19th century, beginning with a homeless teenager who could only dream of success, with no money or food. He took on various odd jobs with artisans and craftsmen to survive. Though he earned little, he acquired invaluable skills that eventually led him to revolutionize modern luggage and create a billion-dollar empire. Louis Vuitton was born in Angers, France in the 19th century, to a farmer and a hat maker. At that time, France was still recovering from the Napoleonic Wars, and many farmers, including the Vuittons, were facing bankruptcy. From a young age, Louis had no choice but to work on the family farm. From dawn to dusk, he toiled in the fields, tended to animals, and stocked firewood. When he turned 10, his life became even harder. His mother passed away, and soon after, his father remarried. Louis' stepmother, as wicked as any fairy tale villain, made his life unbearable, leading him to run away. At 13, Louis quietly slipped away from the farm and headed for Paris, with nothing but the clothes on his back. Luckily, he found work with artisans and craftsmen who taught him how to work with wood, metal, fabrics, and stone. However, he still had no money for shelter and ended up homeless, often sleeping in the woods with only a cloak for warmth. Around that time, the first railway line to Paris opened, making travel more accessible and causing the industry to boom. Craftsmen began making custom boxes for aristocrats who needed them to carry their paintings, furniture, and instruments safely on long journeys. Seeing an opportunity, Louis, having learned some of the necessary skills, decided to join the trade. He was hired as an apprentice by Monsieur Maréchal, a craftsman who recognized his potential. Though Louis didn't earn much, his enthusiasm and willingness to learn earned him the favor of Maréchal's clients. Eventually, the Empress of France hired him as her personal boxmaker. After a year of serving the Empress, Louis' reputation grew, and he opened his first shop. Early on, Louis introduced groundbreaking ideas that would change the industry. Traditionally, boxes were made from leather and had a domed shape to allow rainwater to run off. However, this made the boxes difficult to stack and slow to load. Louis began experimenting with new materials, ultimately choosing canvas. Compared to leather, canvas was lighter, more durable, and more water-resistant. This allowed for flat lids that could be stacked easily, and its neutral gray color appeared sleek and modern. Louis' invention, the slat trunk, marked the birth of modern luggage. Though initially met with skepticism, it became a must-have accessory within 2 years. Louis then turned his attention to handbags, which were not widely accepted at the time. People criticized them as bulky, inelegant, and uncomfortable. Nevertheless, Louis saw potential and started making them with canvas. These bags quickly became popular, sparking demand for a variety of styles to pair with different outfits. As demand grew, Louis enlisted his son, Georges, to help. Georges, like his father, innovated within the industry by creating a tumbler lock for trunks, making them more secure and preventing theft. Soon, Louis' products were even more sought after. But disaster struck when war broke out, destroying the business and leaving Louis homeless for a second time. During the Franco-Prussian War, Louis and his family were forced to flee their home and workshop in Angers and take shelter in Paris, where they nearly starved. When the war ended, Louis returned to find his materials stolen and his workshop ruined. Undeterred, he used his savings to rebuild his workshop and find a new location. Fortunately, the war had caused property prices to drop, and Louis seized the opportunity to purchase a shop in a prestigious district. Within months, business was thriving again. Louis continued to innovate, introducing a new line of trunks covered in a striped canvas pattern. This design became a hit, providing customers a way to showcase their style while also making it harder for counterfeiters to replicate his work. As international demand grew, Louis expanded, opening a shop in London and catering to royals and explorers alike. Louis became the only designer whose products were seen in the homes of the elite and the rainforests of exotic locales. To simplify ordering, Louis released his first catalog, which marked a new milestone for the brand. However, an unexpected tragedy struck when Louis passed away at the age of 72, leaving behind an unfinished legacy. Georges took over the company and expanded its reach, including a trip to the US for the World Fair. There, he realized the importance of an international sales network. He met John Wanamaker, a pioneering department store owner, who began selling Louis Vuitton products in New York. Georges also created a monogram to honor his father, an interlocking L and V floral pattern. Initially, customers were shocked, as they were used to seeing only their own initials on products, But over time, the design gained popularity. Georges and his son Gaston continued Louis's work, introducing new designs such as the Keepall, the Noé, and a redesign of Coco Chanel's Alma. Georges expanded the business throughout the U.S., but after his passing, Gaston faced a difficult period. The outbreak of the Second World War caused production to halt, and Gaston allegedly collaborated with the Vichy regime to survive. After the war, Gaston focused on rebuilding the company with the help of his sons. However, business stagnated, and the company nearly shut down due to the decline in hard-sided luggage. The family turned to Henry Racamire, a businessman with experience in steel trading, to take over. Henry pivoted Louis Vuitton from wholesale to retail and expanded into the Asian market, growing sales from $20 million to over $260 million in 6 years. He took the company public, and LV stock quickly sold out. Despite initial concerns about counterfeit goods, Henry expanded the brand globally, reaching nearly $1 billion in sales. Louis Vuitton merged with Moet Hennessy to form the luxury goods conglomerate LVMH, protecting it from a potential takeover. However, Henry soon found himself in a battle for control with Bernard Arnault, a property developer who secretly bought a controlling stake in LVMH. The courts ruled in Bernard's favor, forcing Henry to step down. Under Bernard's leadership, Louis Vuitton regained its stature and became a leader in luxury goods. The company invited designers like Vivienne Westwood, Isaac Mizrahi, and Manolo Blahnik to collaborate for LV's 100th anniversary. This innovation redefined luxury and revived handbags as high fashion. LV then hired Marc Jacobs as creative director, leading to the launch of its popular Venice collection and collaborations with renowned artists. Today, Louis Vuitton is a global powerhouse in luxury, continuing to produce everything in-house, ensuring every piece goes through a meticulous crafting process. Now valued at over $30 billion, Louis Vuitton remains the #1 luxury brand in the world. This is the story of how a homeless teenager pioneered modern luggage and laid the foundation for a multi-billion-dollar empire. For more inspiring stories and insights from today's most successful leaders, be sure to subscribe to our channel.